My mother forced me to marry my cousin for citizenship before you call bullshit and start joking around saying Sweet Home Alabama. Believe me, I wish this was bullshit, but unfortunately, it's an actual situation I'm facing. We are Dominican, don't know if that changes everything. I hate that song, M20 male, and my cousin is 19 female. Spanish was my first language. I have a third cousin in Dominican Republic. They are not well off in that country, and her mom is a little neglectful. At this point, it feels like my mom cares more about her than me, but whatever. She deserves it. She's a good kid who does well in school and wants to move to the U.S. to go to nursing school. She can't, however, because she isn't a legal citizen. My mom decided that it would be the best plan for me to go to the Dominican Republic in June or July and marry my third cousin. To make her legal. She brought this up a few years ago, but I thought she was joking. Apparently she wasn't, because recently she brought this plan up again, but she actually talking about how she already booked flights for the Dominican Republic. WTF. I'm in a relationship already, and my mom literally told me that she doesn't give a fuck about my personal life. All she cares about is going to Dominican Republic and forcing me to marry my cousin. Thankfully, I talked about the plan with my significant other, and they are supportive. Due to the pandemic and not knowing if it's going to get worse, I think it's safe to say we are not flying out there, but my mom, for some reason, still acts like we are still going. Basically, I marry her and stay married for a year, then we divorce amicably. My mom pockets any money that's made from this, if any. When I try to downright refuse this was met with screaming, physical anger, and threats to kick me out. I'm afraid to go to any family members because I don't know what's going to happen. My mom has always been abusive, both physically and mentally, and has always been very controlling of my life despite me becoming an adult. Things reached a point that I never thought it would when my mom tried to force me to go to the Dominican Republic to marry my cousin so that we could bring her back to the United States so that she could start nursing school. I logged into this account to see people messaging me for an update and people making up theories. Lol. Some said I died, others said I married the cousin and got into legal trouble ECT. Broke up with the girlfriend I was dating in the first story. After I found out she was cheating on me, I never ended up marrying the cousin because I avoided renewing my passport, and my mom found another person in the U.S. that she was going to try to force me to marry, and that fell through as well. Ended up summoning the strength to start standing up to my mom, and she kicked me out of the house summer of 2021. I ended up moving in with another family member, and I turned to drugs and alcohol to help me cope, and I overdosed in December of 2021 at age 21, but thankfully I survived. Me and my mom reconciled January of 2022 because of her entering counseling, and my ODI ended up moving back in with my mother so that she could care for me while I got better, and she ended up having another freak out and kicked me out again August of 2022, and I ended up having to move to a different state with a Discord friend because my mom physically attacked me. I left all my possessions and everything I knew and loved behind, and I was utterly miserable in this new state. No money to my name, and I went days at a time without eating and tried to take my own life. I survived and started working my ass off and found a job. I then found another unhealthy vice and started my hookups phase in this new state and ended up dating someone who turned out to be the second most toxic woman imaginable, and I'm also a dumbass who doesn't seem to be able to learn their lesson. I moved in with my mother yet again in January of 2023, but this time things actually seemed to go fairly normal for a while, since my mom realized she could use me for money and ID. Let her, 'cause I was a sucker. I started a career and started making money. Broke up with my now long-distance girlfriend, and after the breakup she accused me of cheating on her, but turns out she's the one that was cheating. I swore off relationships for good, and got close to a girl that also swore off relationships for good, and yup, we ended up dating LOL. We celebrated our 1-year anniversary, and after yet another freak out by my mom in January of 2025, because my girlfriend gave me the reality check to stop letting her use me, me and my girlfriend made the plans to move in together, and as of April of 2025, me and her are now living together, and I am 800 miles away from my mother and barely call her. Me and My mom are cordial because I still want contact with my little sister, but I only call my mom on my terms, and anytime she starts acting entitled to me, I cut her off and threaten to go no contact. I'm now living a peaceful life that I never thought I'd be living before. I'm living with the love of my life, and I'm planning on proposing to her soon. I'm being flown all over the country thanks to my career, and my partner's family have basically taken me in as one of their own. I want to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who read and replied to my old post. You guys truly helped me put a lot of things to perspective, and it helped me realize what a messed up situation I was living in. I have tons of stories from events that have happened over the use, and stories from my career as a touring musician. So let me know if you guys want to hear some. Feels kind of therapeutic writing these. Thank you guys.